Good day everyone. Welcome to Teacher Julie channel. Hello everyone. We have our new lesson in Earth and Life Science, which is all about reproduction of representative animals. This will be the second quarter topic and week 3. This lesson is under the MELC based. For the objectives, at the end of 1 hour session, 80% of the students are able to. First is to describe the different modes of asexual reproduction in representative animals. The second one is to compare asexual and sexual reproduction. And the third one is to appreciate the sexual and asexual reproductions by using a Venn diagram. For the short review, the teacher will present some pictures of different plants and animals, and the students will identify the pictures as either sexual or asexual reproduction. In the figure, it shows how sexual and asexual reproduction produces offspring. In asexual reproduction, a parent organism will not need a mate or partner for it to produce its own offspring. The offspring of a sexual organism are an exact same copy of its parent organisms. In sexual reproduction, a male and female gamete is needed in order to produce an offspring. In most instances, there is a male and female organisms to produce the gametes, but this is not always the case. Finding a partner for sexual animals can sometimes prove different, and so, as an adaptive mechanism, an evolutionary solution, some animals exhibit hermaphroditism. Hermaphroditism, this is when an organism has both male and female reproductive system, and this is common among sessile or stationary animals. In hermaphroditism, the organism may or may not have a partner for fertilization to occur. Unlike asexual reproduction or asexual offspring, asexual offspring is genetically unique from its parent organisms. Notice how there are two parent sexes in sexual organisms, while there is no definite sex in asexual organisms. The following are the types of asexual reproduction. The first one is the binary fission. It occurs in single-celled organism. It is when a parent cell divides itself into two equal parts and create an offspring. This type of reproduction is like cloning. To easily remember and understand the reproduction process of the binary fission, it is valuable to remember what the terms mean. The word binary means something having two parts, or the two daughter bacteria, while the word fission means the movement of splitting or dividing of two equal parts. Example of binary fission is bacteria. Another types of asexual reproduction is the fragmentation. It occurs when an organisms break a part of itself into a fragment and then the fragment develop into a new organism. Example for this are the starfish and flatworms. Another types of asexual reproduction is the budding. Budding happens when a parent organism grows a bud attached to its body. When the bud is developed, it will detach itself from the parent and form a new organism. Example for this are yeast and jellyfish. Another types of asexual reproduction is the parthenogenesis. It occurs when the embryo of an organism can grow and develop without fertilization. Example for this are some species of ants and honeybees. The following are the advantages and disadvantages in sexual and asexual reproduction. There are two types of fertilization, the internal and the external. Internal fertilization occurs when the fusion of gametes is inside the female body, while the external fertilization is the opposite, where fusion of the gametes is outside of the female body. The following are the types of animal fertilization. The first one is the external fertilization. It is characterized by the release of both sperm and egg into an external environment. Many aquatic animals simply release their eggs and sperm into the water. The water becomes the medium in which the sperm swims to unite with an egg. In external fertilization, the female releases several millions of tiny eggs into the water. The males chew discharge almost the same time in the same spot. Through water movement, the sperm and egg mix. This way, chances of fertilization is greater. Another types of animal fertilization is the internal fertilization. It is when the male deposits his sperm directly into the female's body. In the internal fertilization, small motile sperm are introduced into the female reproductive tract during mating. The sperm cells swim up the reproductive tract until they encounter a mature egg in an oviduct where fertilization occurs. Animals that undergo in this type of reproductive produce offspring in any of the following ways: the oviparous, ovoviviparous, and the viviparous. The following are the types of internal fertilization. The first one is the oviparous. So after the eggs are fertilized internally, it would complete its development outside the mother's body. The egg would receive its nourishment through its yolk. This is found in some bony and cartilaginous fish, including clownfish, and most reptiles, some amphibians, all birds, and a few mammals. Another types of internal fertilization is the ovoviviparous. This is where the eggs are also fertilized internally and receive its nourishment through its yolk. However, eggs would complete its development within the mother. They are then fully developed when they are hatched and released by the mother. So this is common in some bony fish, some cartilaginous fish, and many reptiles. Another types of internal fertilization is the viviparous. It is where the eggs are developed internally and receive nourishment directly from the mother's blood through placenta rather than from the yolk. This can be found in most cartilaginous fish, some amphibians, a few reptiles, and almost all mammals including humans.